Okay, so here we go. Chapter 2 to the science. Which way is? Okay. Oh, the science of getting rich. Chapter 2. That is the science of getting rich. There is a science of getting rich and is exactly science. Like algebra and arithmetic, there are certain laws which govern the process of acquiring rich. Once these laws are learned and obeyed by man, he will get rich in a mathematical certainty. The ownership of money and property comes as a result of doing things in a certain way. Those who are doing things in a certain way, whatever the purpose, or accidentally get rich, while those who do not do things in a certain way, no matter how hard they work, they will not, they remain poor. It is natural law that like cause produce like effect, and therefore a man or woman who learns to do things in a certain way will infallibly get rich. That the above statement is true is shown by the following facts. Number one, getting rich is not a matter of environment it for it where all poor people in a certain neighborhood will become wealth, and people who are in a city will become rich, while those other towns will be poor, and inhabitants in other states will be wealth, while the other and adjoining states will have poverty. But everywhere you see rich and poor living in this side by side in the same environment and often engage in the same vocations. When two men are in the same locality and they do business and one get rich and the other remain poor, it shows that getting rich is not a primarily matter of environment. Some environments may be more favorable than the other, but the two men in the same business are in the same neighborhood and gets one get rich and the other one it's not in indicates that one is doing things in a certain way, and after the ability of doing things in a certain way is not solely the possession of the talent. For many people who have great talent remain poor, and others who have very little talent get rich. Studying the people who have got rich, we find that they are an average lot in all respects, having no greater talent and ability than all other men. It's evident that they do not get rich because the possessors of talents, abilities that other men don't have, but because they happen to be doing things in a certain way. Getting rich is not a result of saving or trophy. Many very penurious people are poor and free spenders are rich. Getting rich is not a result of okay. Now is getting rid of do things in which others fail to do. For two men in the same business offer do the most exactly the same things, and one get rich and the other one remains poor and becomes bankrupt. From all these things, we must come to the conclusion that getting rich is a result of doing things in a certain way. The question arises whatever the certain way may not be so difficult that only a few may allow for it. This cannot be true. As we have seen so far, natural abilities is concerned, talent people get rich, and blockheads get rich, and intellectual brilliant people get rich, and very stupid people get rich, and physical strong people get rich, and weak and sickly people get rich. Some degree of ability to think and understand it is, of course, essential, but it's not far natural ability. As far as the natural ability is concerned, many men and women who has sense enough the real and understand these words a certain get rich. Also, we have seen that no matter the environment, location counts in something. One will not go to the hard Sahara and expect to be hard Sahara expect to be a successful business there. Getting rich involves the necessity of doing with men and being where people are. And these people are inclined to deal with you. You want to deal so much, the better. But it's about as far as that, but that's a, as far as environment goes. Again, it's not a matter of choosing some particular business possession. People get rich in every business and in every possession. Even the next door neighbors in the same vocation remain poor. Also, you will do your best business which is suitable to you in your locality. For instance, an ice cream parlor do better in warm climate than in Graceland. And a salmon fishery would succeed better in northwest Florida, where there is will succeed better in northwest than Florida. Then there's no salmon. But aside from those general limitations, getting rich is not dependent on up engaging some particular business or up to learning to do something in a certain way. No one is poverty from getting rich by lack of capital. True, as your capital increase, becomes more easily and rapidly for you to make more capital. It does not need to consider how become so because you already have capital. No matter how poor you may be, you begin to do things in a certain way. You may you begin to get rich and you begin to have capital. The getting of capital is part of the process of getting rich and is part of the results of invaluable follows the doing of things in a certain way. You may be the poorest man in a continent and it be in deeply in debt, but and may have no friends or influence or resource, but you begin to do things in a certain way and you must infallibly begin to get rich. For like cause produce like effects. If you have a capital, you get, if you don't have a capital, you get capital. If you are in the wrong business, you get into the right business. If you are in the wrong location, you get into the right location. And if you can do so beginning by beginning in your present business and your present location right now. Do things in a certain way which cause success. So stay tuned what it means to do things in a certain way. What way he means. What he's talking about in a certain way. That's the key. That's the key. If you understand the certain way, that means you're gonna invariable. It's invariable get rich. So find out the certain way. To the next chapter.